Yeah.
Everybody wants the end times to happen. I don't know why.
I know, man. I'm like,
I was like, what happened to the Jetsons, man? Like,
the hopeful times.
optimistic future where we're the Jetsons. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Who's
no,
the Jetsons?
It's a
you didn't watch the
they're the opposite
Jetsons?
of the Flintstones. They're in the future instead. Same
They're the
family.
guys who made flying cars.
Yeah.
Oh.
George Jetson, Jane, his
Cartoon?
wife.
Cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like
a
a cartoon.
very old school cartoon.
So it's the first time like anyone saw flying cars, the homes, floating homes,
Everything was
right?
like automatic. So like there's a automatic dishwasher that'll go and wash their dishes and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. So all these concepts that we're seeing now, like the technology, like these guys were
Isn't
like,
it crazy how a lot of the things that we saw in animation that were just out of this world?
are real now.
Very real.
That is true.
Are relatively weird. And it's like once we got it, it was kind of like we didn't appreciate it as much. Like,
to be honest,
VR,
yeah.
we do not appreciate VR enough.
We still don't appreciate
well,
VR.
because to be honest with you, though,
Honestly.
it's because first, it was ahead of its time.
It was.
Second, it's not enough data, like things to see, things that are very interesting for you to go buy a VR and actually immerse yourself, unless you're a gamer. But even then, they weren't really catching up to how big a game was. So people lost interest quick. But I think it will still make a comeback at some point in time.
Well, I think with the Apple Vision, like at first I was hating on it. I was like, man, this is dumb. But
What
the
are your
moment
thoughts?
I started seeing the video of it, I was like, actually, this could be quite useful. Like if you're, especially if you're a flyer, like you fly a lot or you just travel a lot in general, it's good to have like that little interaction. And even though you'll look silly in your seat doing that, but the idea of it is just, it's cool, it's different, and it, in a way, it immerses you into that other side of the world. Like it immerses you with your phone, basically.
Yeah.
And there's a different type of interactivity that's kind of video game like or kind of Sims like, that where you basically embodying this piece of technology, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
And still, the part that's missing with real VR is the social element. Like I can see you. Even though you can see a video display of my eyes, I can see you for real.
That was
behind
the
these
tricky
glasses.
part, right?
Yeah.
The eyes.
Yeah.
But so, like we did VR, right? We set up everything on a VR and we were like, okay, this is going to catch on. But I think to your answer was the headset part. People didn't want to wear a headset, right? That's where like Google and them try to do those carton boxes, something easier. They try to do the glasses and everything to be able to simplify that. And also at that time, I think also when you're creating a virtual world, you started getting people feeling like they're getting sick.
Yeah.
Like standing versus sitting, but it was also content related. So with the headsets, the plane, I like that.
Yeah.
Nosy ass people, at least I can work. No, I mean, if you're editing a video, even editing pictures, like there's a level of like everyone is part of your edit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like everyone around you is part of your edit, but at least being able to.
When you're like so focused editing.
Exactly.
Like, so what you doing?
What are you
over there?
doing?
I was like,
what do you do? I'm like, okay, I'm
like,
trying to edit.
I used to do it to flex. Like I'll just be editing a video. Well, what are you doing? Oh, well, this is what I'm working on. Then I'll just not work on it from there.
That's the
you're
issue.
one of those.
That's my one thing, especially if I'm in a zone. Don't talk. I put a headphone on for a reason.
I know.
Don't talk to me.
That's true. But now with the Apple Vision, you're just like in the moment, right?
But then the person next to you is gonna be like, "What are you singing in there?"
Oh,
ugly ass bitch! Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. I want to look at.
How you liking it?
But is it $35? Is it $3,500 worth?
Nah.
But that's
right
Apple.
now.
It's cool.
It's Apple.
It's very cool. But
No.
I think if I had to put a minimum on it, just that, hey, this just released, $1,500.
I think that's
$1,500
that's decent.
It's new.
Yeah. And being them, they probably have 2 more versions
And
of coming
There's
out.
gonna be many versions.
I'll cap you at a Wi-Fi only, like the iPad. I'll cap you at a Wi-Fi only for $1,500. Boom, $2,500. You get the LTE and all that.
Oh, you can do LTE on it
I'm not sure, but I'm just thinking.
because it mirrors your device,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's connected to your device. So
Yeah.
it just
So
copies
it's kind of
everything.
like a.
It's kind of
watch.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will take if your phone or whatever
Yeah.
has the one actually I found interesting was I was watching the doing video calls. Did you see that part?
That one's interesting.
You can do a video call. It creates an
Yes.
avatar
What
of
was-
you.
Of your like emoji or whatever,
of your emoji, and that's the person that it's communicating with.
which also has weird eyes.
But so is
Yeah.
it like other devices where you don't see any video, or they just send out that avatar into the video,
You are in the moment. You can see the other person,
but they can't see
but
you?
since you're wearing a headset,
Yeah.
it's using what it's created when you got the headset.
So created your
It's a
AI.
version of you to the other side, but you are in the moment.
How does it? I guess they use waveforms if you're talking. If you're talking, it'll be like,
Oh yeah, it's recording everything,
Yeah,
right? Like
you might
it's
have a-
reading
yeah,
your
mic.
lips and a mic and
Yeah.
all that. So
so that it can.
you can say, there's a lot of intelligence being used to make this thing work.
Yeah. What do you think of the people that are using that and driving while driving?
I think that's the dumbest thing ever, honestly. Is it worth it though?
Nah.
Well, I understand that you are saying you can actually see, but again, your
no,
vision is focused like
It's still distracting.
it's still
absolutely
a
distracting.
huge
Even though-
distraction.
You know you shouldn't do this, kids. Use your phone while driving. You might be safer using your phone while driving.
I'm gonna look
because
at
you have a literal screen in your eyes.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
mean,
Your reaction, your
there's
level
still
of
a certain
reaction on
level of
anything is lower.
Transparency on it.
Yeah.
There's an opacity level right there where you can see some,
Yeah.
but you're still mentally distracted with a visual. So that
For those who use YouTube on the, while they're driving, is that any different?
Yes, there is a difference.
There's a difference.
YouTube in your eyes, YouTube on the side.
That's what I feel like. It's less
Yeah.
distraction, right?
if I get a ticket for I did get a ticket for it. If I get the ticket for that, then definitely all the motherfuckers need to get a ticket, and that's me
yeah.
being
No, but
petty.
it's less distracting because it's at least you still have.
Yeah,
and it's
I
not in
mean-
your.
you look, but you have to turn your head to look at it. So that's the big part. There, it's still like it should be under the same category. It should not, because it will distract you from whatever, from the driving. If someone is merging and all of that, it does.
Yeah,
distract you,
that's
so
a
it shouldn't be.
that's a non-starter
And I
argument.
think there's gonna be-
100%.
there's
That is a
gonna be-
non-starter argument. Like you should not
You
be
shouldn't.
trying to do that.
So there is a thing too. It doesn't. It tries to find a pinpoint, like a hard surface, to say, "Hey, it's tracking this point in your reality." So once you start driving, because I've seen some tests where people will ride the subway, not drive their car, but ride the subway. They couldn't use it while they're on the subway. So every time they used it, it just went away.
So I just saw a video where Apple has actually an option to turn off the tracking thing.
Oh, because
So it'll
you're
just
trying
show
to.
up,
If you
yeah.
have multiple screens, right?
If you have multiple screens, like if you go into your house, you can save it where you can put a screen all around your house, and you can just walk and go to that screen and play with all that. And it's really nice when you're in a sitting position, or if you have mapped out your home. But in a motion, it still passes you. Like you see the screen, and then when the car drives, the screen will go away, because it's still assuming that it's
Fucked up. That's called an accident right there.
But
Full of emergency brake because it's like coming to your face, man.
yeah. But they have an option where you can turn that off, the motion tracking. So it's nice when you're looking up, it can follow you, but it's just it will act like a screen. So whatever your face turns, it will be follow you. So there is an option.
So,
that way,
but even
'cause
if you
also-
have like that motion too, it still goes away because it's trying to keep you at a certain plane.
I see what you're
For the
saying.
most
Because
part.
the idea
Yeah.
is it's to center the screen every single time.
Yeah.
So even while you're off or on, and you're in a moving,
But why is it
vehicle.
moving? But your head is not moving, and the
doesn't-
image is not
So
moving.
it's not good
But the
if
train
you-
is just going forward. So why would it be?
But it's
losing it.
it's like a GPS location. Like you just pinpointed it to be here. And then if you move,
okay.
the
You're
Vision
using the
Pro,
GPS
device
tracking.
is moving.
Okay, if you're using the
Technically,
GPS
thing is
tracking, then
moving
that's
and there's-
different.
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought it was based off of like you as a human moving.
yeah.
So what it can't catch up on is when if you do this like real fast,
So
then
same,
it has a hard
same
time
principle.
trying to
same
catch.
principle.
Yeah.
I guess don't ride the subway with it.
Well,
I
no,
don't
you
get it,
can,
man.
but
People
now
getting
you can.
mugged.
You just got to turn it off.
That's what I thought. I was like,
People getting mugged, and now you
What
want
would
to
you
be like
expect?
more distracted in a
Don't you
train.
guys
Let's put a
remember the
$3,500
crazy heist
headset.
when Beats by Dre came out?
oh yeah,
There was a huge epidemic of beats getting stolen,
like
on
2012
subways
to
too.
2015.
Yeah,
Or just snap and
yeah.
go.
People on subway waiting, doors open right when it's about to close, snatch out. A lot of people are getting robbed for beats, so it's
This
gonna be
is
the same
very
thing.
bold. $3,500 on a train.